food.
It's one of the world's most recognizable logos. And now the banana giant Chiquita Brands is also the first American corporation to be held financially liable for human rights violations outside of the United States. After 17 years of legal proceedings, a jury in Florida ordered the company to pay $38 million in compensation to 8 victims of the United Self-Defense Forces of Colombia, or AUC, a paramilitary death squad that Chiquita financed for years during the country's civil war.
This represents a huge, I think, step forward for both the general justice for corporations and victims of corporations that are complicit in serious human rights abuses, but also for the reckoning of the corporate and the sort of moneyed support for actors in Colombia's armed conflict.
Chiquita had already been fined $25 million in 2007 for making illegal payments to the death squads and trying to disguise them as business costs. But victims never saw a cent of that until now. Miriam Castillo, whose son was killed in the banana growing region, says the decision helps all victims of the paramilitaries.
They took my son, and I know he will not come back to me. But this decision offers some relief. We feel a bit more serene.
This first trial represented just 1% of thousands of victims that are part of the broader litigation, and a second trial is expecting to start in a month. Court findings showed that the company was paying 3 cents for each box of bananas that was shipped from the country. Chiquita says that the payments amounted to extortion and were made under duress. Chiquita says it made the payments to protect its employees. But victims successfully argued that executives were aware that the resources were being used to kill civilians and suppress unions near their operations in Colombia.
Not only did they implement those payments, but in other occasions they used company ships to deliver weapons and gasoline to strengthen the paramilitaries. It's compelling evidence.
Chiquita announced it will appeal the decision, but in the meantime the families of the victims finally got their victory after nearly 2 decades of fighting for accountability. Alessandro Rampietti, Al Jazeera, Bogota.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.